Today we will talk about the American Revolution. At the dawn of the Revolution, American colonists were divided into three groups: patriots, loyalists, and neutrals. Patriots sought independence, loyalists remained loyal to Britain, and neutrals stayed on the sidelines, unsure of which path to take. The Enlightenment ideas of John Locke, Montesquieu, and Thomas Paine played a crucial role in inspiring the revolutionaries. Their ideas on liberty, government, and natural rights were instrumental in shaping the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence, primarily authored by Thomas Jefferson but influenced by the ideas of the Enlightenment thinkers, was based on Enlightenment principles. It declared the colonies' intent to break free from British rule, asserting the inherent rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When the Revolutionary War began in 1775, the British held a clear military advantage. Their well-trained army and vast resources posed a significant challenge to the unprepared Continental Army. In the early stages of the war, both sides employed distinct strategies. General Thomas Gage, leading the British, adopted a divide-and-conquer approach. He used loyalists to seize property and encouraged slave revolts in an attempt to destabilize the colonies. Additionally, Gage aimed to split the northern and southern colonies strategically. He also sought to blockade ports to prevent trade, disrupting the colonial economy. On the other hand, General George Washington, at the helm of the Continental Army, employed a different tactic. Washington focused on outlasting the British. He defended colonial lands, engaged in guerrilla warfare tactics, and employed hit-and-run strategies. These approaches, combined with his ability to adapt and make alliances, such as the critical one with France, played a significant role in dragging out the war and ultimately bringing down the British resolve. In the early stages of the war, the British seized key cities like New York and Philadelphia. The Continental Army, consisting mainly of farmers and militia, lacked proper training and support, making it difficult to match the British military might. Diplomacy played a crucial role in securing international support for the American cause. Benjamin Franklin led efforts to secure French support, while John Adams played a key role in forging an alliance with the Dutch. These alliances boosted the American cause and provided much-needed resources. Notably, the Dutch Republic formally recognized the United States and offered substantial loans. This financial support was instrumental in funding the American war effort, helping to sustain the Continental Army and keep the revolution alive. The desperate situation of the Americans led to a daring move on Christmas night of 1776. Washington and his forces crossed the ice-filled Delaware River and ambushed the Hessian mercenaries at the Battle of Trenton. This surprise attack resulted in the death of the Hessian leader and the capture of 1,000 to 1,500 enemy soldiers, providing a huge morale boost for the Americans. The Battle of Saratoga in 1777 was a significant turning point. American forces, led by General Benedict Arnold and supported by colonial troops, built fortifications on high ground as they awaited the British. In sweltering heat, some soldiers died of heat exhaustion, but the Americans emerged victorious, convincing France that the American cause had a significant chance of success. Foreign assistance played a pivotal role in the American Revolution. One of the most notable figures to join the American cause was Marquis de Lafayette, who hailed from France. Lafayette was not only a trusted aide to General Washington, but also played a key role in training American troops. Another instrumental figure was Friedrich von Steuben, who came from Prussia. Von Steuben brought invaluable military expertise to the Continental Army. He focused on teaching soldiers crucial field maneuvers, emphasizing the use of bayonets and the importance of quick and precise reloading. His contributions had a profound impact on turning the Continental Army into a more effective fighting force. France, motivated by a desire to weaken its rival Great Britain, provided essential support to the American cause. They sent troops, supplies, and much-needed financial assistance. Meanwhile, Spain also played a role by offering supplies, money, and military support. In addition, Spanish forces launched attacks and successfully seized British-held West Florida, further weakening British control in the region. These international alliances significantly bolstered the American Revolution and contributed to its ultimate success. Minority groups had complex roles during the war. African Americans were allowed to serve early in the war and fought bravely. However, at the demand of Southern states, Washington eventually banned slaves from serving in the army. Britain later offered freedom to any slave who fought for them, and some colonies like Rhode Island promised freedom to slaves for their service. Native Americans were split during the war, with some siding with the colonists, but most siding with the British, who encouraged their Indian allies to attack colonial residences. During the brutal winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge, the Continental Army faced extreme hardships. However, under the leadership of Washington with the assistance of von Steuben and Lafayette, they emerged as a more disciplined and cohesive fighting force. The British were surprised when they encountered this revitalized and disciplined Continental Army, which marked a significant shift in the war. With both sides now possessing formidable armies, the conflict had reached a stalemate, setting the stage for pivotal battles to come. The decisive siege of Yorktown in 1781 saw General Cornwallis's British army trapped in Virginia by colonial forces led by General Washington and supported by French forces under General Rochambeau. The strategic advantage for the colonists came from the York River, which offered a natural barrier. The French Navy effectively blockaded the British fleet, cutting off Cornwallis's escape route by sea. This river advantage, combined with the overwhelming force of the combined American and French armies, led to the eventual surrender of Cornwallis, marking a turning point in the war. The Treaty of Paris 1783 ended the war. It was negotiated on the American side by individuals such as John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and John Jay. Great Britain recognized its former American colonies as an independent nation. The western boundary of the new United States was set at the Mississippi River. Fishing rights off the coast of Newfoundland were guaranteed. The states were encouraged by the Continental Congress to restore homes, land, and confiscated possessions back to Loyalists. With independence achieved, the newly formed United States faced significant challenges, including war debts, conflicts with Native Americans, and the monumental task of creating a new government. The success of the American Revolution wasn't just a national victory, it was a global inspiration. It led to the creation of the world's first Enlightenment-based government, inspiring future revolutions in France, Haiti, and Latin America. And that's a wrap. To learn about other topics in US history, head over to my other videos. Thank you for watching Studimation, animated educational videos.